Erica is up first. She is in Springfield, Missouri. Erica, you're on the Dave Ramsey Show. How can we help?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Hello.
How can we help?
Well, I'm calling to get your opinion on something that my husband and I have been on the fence about for quite a while. He's a doctor, so he has really high student loan debt. We're at about $350,000, and we have 5 kids and a college student living with us in a house that we love. But we've been questioning whether or not to sell it and downsize so that we can get out of debt faster.
Erica, how long have you and your husband been kicking around this idea?
Probably for about 2 years.
Okay. And so why are you all willing to sell it?
I really want to get out of debt more than I want this house.
Absolutely.
But then I also kind of love the house. So
okay.
That's why I'm on the fence.
I heard you say the home that we love. I thought that was cute. I loved how you tried to add that in there as if that's going to get me to switch up on you. But hold on a second, Erica. How much is your husband's income right now? What's the household income?
Well, his take-home pay is about $250,000 a year.
Okay. All right. And these student loans have been hanging around for how long?
Let's see. Since about 2006, he graduated.
Okay. All right. So almost 10 years.
Yes.
They've been hanging out. And you're tired of looking at them, aren't you?
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. And what are the ages of your kids?
They are 14, 12, 11, 8, and 5.
My goodness.
Wow.
You are busy.
And tired.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
well
tired.
and here's the deal. So what does your husband feel about the idea of selling the home?
I think he's okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't really seem to give me an answer either way when we talk about it.
Okay, and what's the value of the home right now? Just estimation.
Estimated about $500,000.
Okay, and how much do you owe on it?
About $280,000.
Okay, all right. So obviously, on the topic of it, you've got some equity here, right?
Yes.
Now, here's what I would do. Whenever you start to walk through and you start to make these kind of big decisions, I always like to weigh the pros and the cons. Yeah. And so what I would encourage you all to do, once you get all these kids in bed, I want you to have a date night where you all have a serious conversation. And instead of us just kicking this idea around for 2 years, what I want you all to do is make a list of the pros and cons. And then I want you to do this. Whenever you're making a big decision, you want to take the right amount of time appropriate to the size of the decision. So what I want you and your husband to do is over the course of the next kind of 30 days, have this be a board meeting that you all are addressing. Meaning looking at this and what's the pro of it? Obviously, you have some equity. You don't have that debt anymore. But now where are you going to go live, right? Where can you go? And Erica, I know you said you love the home, but it sounds like to me, young lady, that you also love the idea of being debt free. And especially with those kids. So do this. Have that meeting with your husband. Sit down, weigh the pros and cons. And as you all start to look at this, I promise you, a decision will become very, very evident. And Anthony, when you're doing decisions like this, what you don't want to do is rush.
Right. I agree. And, I was definitely say, Hogan, at the very end of these 30 days, have one more date night, Erica, and go out and say, okay, listen, this is what we've decided to do after we've looked at everything and put it on paper. There's a quote, Proverbs out there that says, a man who is enslaved to the compass has freedom to the seas. So once you all write down exactly your compass, which direction you're going, no matter what happens, you stick with that and you get out of debt. Because we heard it in her voice. She does not like waking up every single day and seeing this debt. But the only way she's going to get out of it is, like you said, hey, sit down, map out what's the best direction. Once you figure out that direction, I want you to stay with it and stay focused and go after it.
I can tell you this, Ken, whenever you have somebody that's making a really good income and they're way over the average or median income.
Yeah.
Okay. The median income, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, is hovering around $53,000.
Yeah.
So well above that.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, guys, lifestyle is probably well above that median as well.
Yeah.
And so when you start to make good money, what you don't want to do is to get into bigger habits that require you to spend. So a house it's a place for the family to live, you all. Let's not get so emotionally tied into this where our status comes based on the home or any of these other things. Now, obviously, you guys, they can't go live in a 1,000 square foot apartment. That's right. They have 17 children, right? or I'm sorry, there were 5 of them, right? And so you start to look at this, but could they downsize and go rent somewhere?
Right.
Could they then, triple up on payments or throw a majority of the $220,000 in equity they'd have if they sold the home?
Right.
These are all things to really walk through, and don't just focus on what you're giving up.
Yeah.
Focus on what you're gaining.
I love that.
That's it, Hogan. You say that one more time, Hogan.
That is huge.
Whenever you make a sacrifice, don't focus on what you're giving up. Focus on what you're gaining. And what I mean by that is with this, they may be sacrificing and giving up the home, but they're gaining financial traction.
Yes.
And they're gaining a big chunk knocked out on that student loan debt. And now his income is only going to go up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so there are two sides of that. Is it an intense move to sell it? Yes. Could they stay in it and get serious about paying it off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Paying off home and student loans.
Yeah.
But either way, I like it in her voice, and I love that they're talking about it. But after 2 years of discussion, it's time to make some changes.
That's exactly right. As you and Dave say all the time, that salary that he has, $250,000, that's a big shovel.
Yeah.
So if they take some of that equity and maybe they rent for a couple of years,
it's an
my
option.
goodness, with his income, they can get back to where they are, except have all that peace and a lot more food and everything for those kids. Hey, listen, we know this. The older those kids get, the more expensive they get.
Yes.
I mean, that's a reality.
And there's nothing wrong with coming back so you can move forward, y'all.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Not at all.
Hey, you guys, Rachel Cruz here. Hope you are enjoying the Dave Ramsey Show. And did you know that I have my very own YouTube channel? Yes, that's right. It's kind of better than the Dave Ramsey channel. Don't tell them I said that. I'm kidding. So subscribe, and there's lots of videos about life and money. So while you're at it, if you want to check out a video, then you can check out how to do a monthly budget. It's one of the best videos out there.